This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, McGuire, Yanis, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis, Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett, Williamson, Hannah Green, Noralia, Geof, Searles, Erik, Greysin, Ishara, Ashlee, Bradley, Laura Lewis, and Helena Jacobsen. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Rodney Pittarino and Annie Janecki to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really, truly appreciate it. In this episode, we're talking about Chapter 7 of Towers of Midnight.
Yeah, Chapter 7 is lighter than a feather.
Aw.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is
a good one.
Oh, man, this first scene, I love it so much.
I know.
So much. I love it. I love it so much.
I know you love it. Like, it's good.
It's amazing.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But,
not my favorite chapter of the book, but, like, dang, this scene is just...
You know, this chapter is interesting.
It's good.
It's really flippy-floppy.
Very, very.
So, when you listen to the audiobook, at anything higher than, like, 1 speed...
No idea what's going on.
It's really challenging to understand what's happening.
Yep.
Because when you listen to it faster...
Yeah.
Like, I listened to it at, like, 1.5.
Yeah.
And the breaks between... paragraphs when you're perspective switching
not long enough
for
sure. There should be like a noise, like a beat,
like a chime, like when you're a kid and you're like reading those books on tape, and to turn the page you get a chime. You need something like that because
for sure.
Yeah, I was like, hold on,
because it's literally it's like snip snap snip snap,
and I got it. Like, I'm not such a dummy sometimes, but like I picked up and got it.
5 read-throughs.
Yeah, but it's definitely one that's probably better on a physical read. For
sure. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't go back and physically read it.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Nope.
No, that's okay.
I was planning to, and then I didn't.
Audiobooks are fine.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just have a feeling
I
would have liked it better if I had physically read it.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
So, this fun fact for today, I'm siding with Perrin. 100%.
No.
Yep.
Which is a huge shift because literally 5 minutes ago we recorded Chapter 6.
Yep.
And
ragging on Perrin.
I was trying to be pro Perrin a little.
Well, yeah, he's just making bad decisions.
And you're like, nope.
Yeah.
That guy
Anyways,
sucks.
he is 100% on point here.
Breakfast
is a hoax. It's a hoax, I tell you.
Oh, that's
I'm 100% siding with Perrin.
So you want to eat?
Okay, no. I have a fun fact here. And I'm going to lay out some information that's going to maybe start a few riots.
Okay.
Probably.
Is it that your breakfast should be your biggest meal of the day?
No, I'm not doing anything like that.
Oh, because
like
I've
actual
heard that.
like nutritional science. I'm not doing that.
Because I've heard that you like burn more calories in the morning, and you
let me do my fun fact the way I want to do my fun fact.
I'm just trying to guess what it's going to be.
This is not nutritional advice.
Okay,
do not take
probably
advice
good because
from
what
Brett.
I just said probably also not sure if it's true.
Yeah, I was gonna finish that sentence, but I think you can just be like, yeah, don't take advice from Brett. Just leave it at that blanket statement.
I agree.
Okay, there's
9 years of marriage.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah. There's no such thing as breakfast food. And you mean not the 9 years of marriage. You mean like don't take advice from me, right?
Don't take advice from you.
Phew, okay.
Yeah. I've been married
You're like 9 years of marriage. Don't do it.
No. No.
We just had our wedding anniversary as well. Okay.
I know that.
I know you know that, but... Okay. Fun fact. Breakfast is a hoax because there's no such thing as breakfast food. I totally agree with Perrin with this. It's either cultural, or it's what's fast to make and fast to eat, or it's just good marketing. Okay,
it's good marketing for
sure. Here we go. Okay, depending on the language, breakfast is the first meal of the day. You break the fast, but it also doesn't appear in the English language until the 15th century. Holy moly! In French, it can translate to little lunch.
Yes.
Le petit
déjeuner.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that one.
I'm gonna butcher these pronanciations.
I know.
In Italian,
I know un petit peu français.
Nice. Yeah. In Italian, it can translate to light supper. Colazione.
Oh yeah, I don't know Italian.
I don't know. Okay, anyways. But traditionally, breakfast would just be whatever was left over on the table from the night before.
Oh,
so like meats and cheese and bread and beer and wine. No, it sounds great, by the way.
What about
bacteria?
Didn't
exist until probably like the 1900s.
Is that why people died
Probably.
When they were like 20?
Probably. Anyways, then the Industrial Revolution ruined everything, and it made people have less time for meals, so breakfast had to be quick and efficient. And here's the thing about bacon. Let me tell you something about bacon.
Tell me.
I love it. Turns out it was a PR stunt, because in the 1920s, there was a company called Beech Nut Packing Company. They wanted to sell more bacon, so a guy named Edward Bernays, who turns out is the nephew of Sigmund Freud.
Oh, shit.
Okay. He was hired as a consultant. They launched a campaign that said heavier breakfasts were healthier because your body loses energy in the day, and eventually that whole thing turned into bacon and eggs. Marketing stunt. But the crazy thing about this Edward guy, he was involved in a bunch of crazy stuff. Like his Wikipedia page is pretty crazy. He's the guy is why Dixie cups, like the little paper cups, are a thing. That was his marketing campaign. He also got women to smoke cigarettes.
He did that. He's the only one. He's the one who did that.
Yeah, there was like a whole campaign to get more women to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah,
because it was mostly
and that was
men.
His campaign.
Yeah,
I think I saw that on Mad Men.
Maybe I don't know if that was the same guy.
No,
also,
I'm just joking.
He was involved in the CIA overthrowing the democratically elected Guatemalan government. This guy's got a crazy Wikipedia page, but it's not about him. This is about breakfast. So, anyways,
holy guacamole. For breakfast.
Okay, now oats and porridge have been a part of the breakfast, platter forever because you grow it and animals and people eat it. It's easy to eat. But then we also got coffee, another traditional breakfast thing. Apparently, coffee is originally from Ethiopia, and then in the colonial era of the U.S., Americans would usually drink tea because they're basically British people.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But then England taxed tea, and the whole Boston Tea Party thing happened when they dumped like a couple $1 million worth of tea in the Boston Harbor.
Oh my gosh.
But anyways, then suddenly drinking coffee became a patriotic thing to do. So it's all just marketing.
And it wasn't that they were all just addicted to the caffeine and
nope, all marketing.
Stimulant nature.
It's all marketing. So here's the thing.
Okay.
Parents right, life is a lie. If you want to eat ham for breakfast, you do it.
Yeah, but what about when we say, let's have breakfast for dinner? And that's like fun.
I know, but that's just, marketing. Okay, but here's the thing. For sure, Galad is wrong. Porridge with raisins sucks. So
that's the worst thing.
That's the worst.
That's the worst one.
Go find a nice juicy ham to eat for breakfast, people. That's what I have to say.
Whoa.
Yeah. I get it. I love eating pizza for breakfast.
That took a direction
you didn't expect it.
I was not expecting. Except I love breakfast.
I love breakfast.
I love breakfast food.
Okay.
I love breakfast food.
Yeah. Okay. It's just as long as you know, it's just food. It's just food.
No, it's not.
It's just food.
Except, it's interesting. I like going to different countries and seeing what's served for breakfast.
Right.
Like, don't even get me started on an English breakfast.
Yeah.
Who wants beans first thing in the day?
You want to be farty all day? Here you go. Eat some beans.
Just slop a bit on your plate. I've had this conversation.
Yeah, that's my beautiful colored breakfast. That's all browns and grays. Thanks, England.
Sometimes there's tomato on there. Sometimes there's sliced tomato on an English breakfast.
Yeah.
But no, I don't want beans. I know lots of people love it. Beans on toast, that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I've had this conversation with real English people before.
Sure. I get it. Like
not for me,
some
guys.
people are. I wasn't raised. It's cultural though, but that's what I'm saying. Breakfast food. It's not real.
I liked breakfast in Italy where it was like croissants and then just
here's a bunch of different types of breads and meats and yeah.
It's like heck yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Okay. Well, let's just do a whole episode on the foods we like to eat. Okay.
Yeah.
So chapter 7 is called Lighter Than a Feather, and the chapter symbol is the sword.
Yeah.
The sword hilt.
Yeah, with the heron.
With the heron on it.
That's the one.
I guess. And we are starting in Lan's perspective.
I love this perspective.
And right away, I was like, oh, good. You know what we're going to get? More people joining Lan, and we're going to get the whole, the two became more or something.
Yeah.
And we did.
I love it. Yeah. I love it so much. It so feels good. It feels so good.
Not for Lan.
No, he hates it, but he's a stupid butthead.
Lan hates it so much.
It's so funny.
Okay, so Lan has been riding for a few weeks now with Bulin.
Yes.
They're the two.
That's the one who became two.
Yeah.
Because of Bulin.
They're somewhere near the border of Saldaea and Kandor.
Yeah, they're not really sure because we're taking every back road possible.
Yeah.
Lan is doing his best to not be found by everybody, like, and anyone.
Like off every road.
Not like no main roads, like
None.
countryside if we can. He's traveling at nighttime mostly.
Because he is capital N-O-T,
He
not raising the golden crane,
I
okay?
am not.
Okay?
I'm not doing that.
I am doing that not.
Doing that not. It's so good. We're even using the fake name Andra again.
Andra.
That's a callback.
Andra and Alice.
Yeah, it was the original fake names.
Original Andra.
Okay.
Okay, so we're not going through any big towns. We don't want to be seen.
No.
No. But eventually, we have to pass through a town.
Yeah, I love it too because Bielan's
And
like,
head
"Oh, what
on
if we
into
go?
an inn."
What if we go to this road? What about that road? What if we're like just slightly that? There's quail. They serve the best quail. We're so close to civilization.
Yeah, we're hungry.
Yeah, but no. At least land bought him a horse
Yeah, okay. So they have
to ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's good.
Yeah. Now, we're going to head on into an inn.
Nope, we're just passing by. We're not stopping.
Oh,
we are
I thought
riding
we were
past the
going
inn.
into
We
it.
are very specifically not going into the
Oh,
inn.
I thought he was... Okay, never
We are
mind.
riding past it
Okay.
to avoid notice.
Except there's a trio of men sitting in front of the inn.
Right?
Maybe that's what
Yeah.
got my attention.
3 guys just hanging out,
Just
smoking.
hanging out.
Yeah.
And Lamb thinks, oh, great. They're going to try to rob us.
Well, yeah, so they ride just past, and as soon as Lan and Bulin ride past, the 3 guys stop smoking and start untying their horses. So that's why Lan's like, oh, highwaymen, like they're robbers.
Oh.
They're going to wait till we're just out of the town and then try and rob us. But he's like, it's
Why
just...
did I think they went into the inn and left?
I don't know, they definitely didn't.
Okay.
But Lan's like, it's just 3 guys. It's not that dangerous. It's like, okay, Lan.
Well, actually, though, Lan could take them.
Well, yeah, but I'm still, it's just like, okay.
Okay. But then Bulin's like, oh my god, they're Malchieri.
The 2 of them are wearing the Hidori.
And that's when Lan's like, oh, now I definitely don't want to meet them.
Right.
Yeah.
So he whips around.
It would have been worse if they were trying to rob us. No, the other way around.
Would have
It
been
would have been better if they were trying to rob us.
This
Right.
is worse.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, because they're pulling a sneaky right now. So he stops and whips around, but then they just ride on past them. They go around him like Lan and Bulin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Lan recognizes them.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, man, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, hey,
Well, hey, I
Lan.
didn't notice you there. It's like, the hell you didn't.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Oh, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a whole thing. Back and forth, back and forth.
So then Lan pulls another sneaky, so then he turns and goes in a different... Because now they're ahead of him. So he turns in a different direction to go off in a different route. But then the guys who are ahead of him now have to turn back and like shift their way to follow him now.
And then Lan says out loud, I am not raising the golden crane. And then they're like, oh, no one said you were.
Didn't say anything,
We're just
man.
riding, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't own these roads.
Yeah,
I'm
I
a
love
soldier.
that.
I can ride wherever I want.
I can do what I want.
Yeah.
It's like the whole kid who's like, I'm not touching you, not touching you.
Yeah, it's exactly.
He's like, stop it. He's like, I'm not touching you, though.
Yeah, and then Lan's like, I command you to go away.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you're not my captain anymore, Lan.
Yeah, don't have to obey orders from you.
Yeah.
But maybe if there was a king nearby, I'd take orders from him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there any kings around here? No? Okay. I guess
unless-
not.
And so Lan doesn't have any options, and the two had become
I love
five.
it. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
The back, and you could just like feel Lan's anguish.
Yes.
He cannot stand this.
Yeah.
This is the worst. He's like, God damn it, Nynaeve.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like, he's so angry.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's
Okay.
it for the
It's
that's
a great
it.
perspective.
It's good.
Like
I like these little tidbits.
Yes,
Just
of
sprinkle-
Lan's
just
journey
like
here.
a drop here, drop there, and then I have a feeling that they're not going to stop.
Well, Lan, being the dumb idiot that he is, doesn't break his oaths because he said he would take anyone who can ride. Like, he's not going to turn him away.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
That's how she goes.
I'm not riding with Lan. I'm just riding
Next to
adjacent
him,
to
yeah.
beside him. It's different.
Yeah, they're going with.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're not raising the grade, though.
No.
Not doing
no,
it.
no.
Not
never.
doing it.
We would never.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
At some point, is Lan going to accept the... Because we got Perrin do the whole, like, I don't want leadership, whatever.
Yeah.
Is
I
Lan...
liked your whole Lan invented not wanting to be a leader. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So is Lan going to, at some point, accept responsibility
Yes.
and raise the golden crane?
Yes. Yeah.
He's going to do... Or are the people going to do it?
Yes.
Well, which is it? Is he accepting it? Or
Yeah,
is he
he's
just
accepting it.
Okay. Because, like, Perrin doesn't raise the banners. He just lets them be raised.
He doesn't accept it, though. He doesn't want either. He doesn't want them.
You think Lan's gonna...
It's similar. It's a similar situation, except that I think that Lan has a better understanding of leadership and duty, which is why he doesn't want it. Like, he actually gets it.
Yeah.
Like, he's been a commander before.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knows what's in store for him if he lets a bunch of people follow him.
Yeah,
and he doesn't want to do that.
Right.
Whereas Perrin is just, like, ambling around.
A little bit.
Eating ham for breakfast. Although ham sounds good at breakfast.
No veggies, nothing, just ham.
I'm fine with that.
Oh, you know what we didn't really talk about?
What?
Well, actually, we're not at the ham thing yet, so of
no,
course
we're
we
not
haven't
even
talked
a little
about
bit.
Let's talk about. I just talked so much about the ham thing. I thought we already did it.
So funny. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's perspective switch. We need Tyler here.
I know.
Perspective switch sound effect. We need a sound effect because there's going to be so many.
Oh, I know.
It's going to be flip flop time.
Right.
Flip flop, flip flop. So here we go with Galad's perspective. He's in the middle of eating his plain porridge with raisins.
Right. And why?
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, because as a commander, you don't want to eat fancy because then other people might get envious of you.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. That's an important distinction here.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And now, just on a side note, in the audiobook, we're back to Buyer. We've left Bjar behind.
Okay.
Although I like Bjar.
Yeah,
I did
good.
like that for the time that it lasted.
Okay.
No, we're back to Buyer. So Buyer's here to have a discussion with him, and he's going to bring news that the army ahead is where the captives said they would be.
Yes.
And so this refers to Basil Gill.
Yeah.
Talking about...
Gil had a whole cover story, but then they questioned some other people, and they immediately spilled the beans on what's actually happening, so they know that there's the army up ahead here.
An army.
Yeah. And we got flags of Gildan and Mayen, and we know
Not
those.
up ahead, back behind, isn't it?
It's like, I don't know, directionally, wherever they're looking.
Okay.
The army is where they said the army's going to be in.
Yeah,
and they're going to head in that direction, and then it's in front of you, right?
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But also the wolf head, but that one was taken down.
Yeah.
But it means that Golden Eyes is here.
There.
Yeah.
And then Galad is like, really? Did Perrin really kill Bornhold's father?
Yeah.
And Byer's like, yeah.
Totally,
I'm
man.
familiar with that asshole.
Yeah. They're from the Two Rivers. Yeah, and remember,
and
Andor in training.
And Galad is like, hey, Rand is from there too.
Also, they export really good. What are the two main exports? Tobacco and?
Wool.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. See, being a prince isn't that hard. You just gotta memorize exports of just major countries and cities and stuff.
I never said it was hard.
No, I know that.
Okay. I could be a prince. Easy.
Totally. Yeah.
Easy.
Tobacco, wool. Easy.
So good.
Okay.
Easy. Now, Byer's like, oh, that place.
Dark friends
that
everywhere,
place,
man.
so full of festering. Festering with them.
That's a good
Lousy
word for it.
with dark friends.
Right? And don't worry, I'm not
even speculating. It is totally different this time. They actually are. We were there.
It's not like all the other times when I'm just like saying it. This time I mean it for real. No one's taking me seriously. Yeah.
And then Galad's like, all right, fine. Tell me everything you know about Perrin Golden Eyes.
Right, okay.
And then we're gonna flip.
Is this the flop?
This is the flip. This is the first flip.
This is the first flip because you don't consider land to Galad as a flip. So this is the flip.
This is the flip.
Okay.
Okay, we're flipping.
All right.
Perrin.
Getting
ready to eat his breakfast.
Way better than stupid raisins and porridge. Chunk of ham.
Chunk of meat.
Big old chunk of ham.
Like a big one.
Big chop. Ham chop.
Yeah. No beans, no veggies, no gravy.
Yeah.
And some overcooked boiled eggs.
Delicious.
But you know what? Ham and eggs are breakfast food. So I have to argue your fun fact just a little bit here, because he's literally eating, quote, breakfast food.
Well, he thinks about why, because Fael comes in and ruins it.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Fael's like, you need fruit.
Fael's like, this is disgusting. Why are you just eating meat for breakfast? And he's like, that's the difference? Why do I have to eat your traditional?
Here, in our Western world,
sure,
eating just a bunch of ham and eggs for breakfast, that's breakfast. And if you sneak a couple strawberries or grapes on the plate, they're for decoration.
It's more balanced.
It's for decoration.
It's more balanced.
I've been to brunch places. The fruit is for decoration.
Wait.
This This is a whole debate.
Oh,
okay.
man. Okay. Things are getting spicy in the breakfast universe. All right.
You can get spicy sausage.
You can get spicy sausage, but you're not just, if I just ate a pile of sausage, you'd be like, Brett, that's not a healthy breakfast. Eat some strawberries or something.
Right.
Yeah. Eat some fruit. Eat some porridge with that sausage.
I would never. I would say eat some French toast with that sausage.
Heck yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cinnamon bun.
It's great. You'll love it.
Oh, my
okay.
gosh. What else? Eggs Benedict.
Yeah, do it.
Should we get brunch tomorrow?
Biscuits and gravy. Yeah.
All right. So,
You don't even know what we're talking about
gravy, that's not us.
No, but that's also breakfast.
Have you ever had biscuits and gravy?
Yeah,
in your
one
life?
time, but at like Smitty's, and it was not good.
I bet that was horrible.
Yeah,
like
'cause
not
it
even
did-
in the South.
No,
Not
like
even
a
remotely
Canadian,
where it
like
should be.
Winnipeg, Smitty,
Never.
like
Don't do that.
shouldn't have done it.
Shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
That
Anyways.
was probably so bad.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, let's get back to it here. So.
Faila's off to have breakfast with Alejandra. And then we find out that they're currently camping beside the Johanna Road because White Cloaks are directly in our path here.
Yeah, so they are just camping to basically have time to assess the danger, figure out what the plan is. They're not just going to try and sneak past because they're a giant freaking army.
Yeah.
So we gotta be
and
smart about
Perrin's
this
like,
here.
oh my god, can I never be free of White Cloaks?
And that one incident that happened 2 years ago where I killed a couple of them and it's haunting me.
Forever.
Even though we don't talk about all the other people he's killed since then. It's just those two dick White Cloaks.
Who tried to kill the wolves.
And killed Hopper. Like, literally, that's why you killed them. They deserved it.
I know, but it was his first ever
It's his
killing
first
people.
ever killings. I get it.
And then also the entire Two Rivers battle where the White Cloaks were so unhelpful.
Oh, yeah. Just the biggest wieners.
Bornhold was just drunk the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which inherently isn't bad if you're going to help.
But it was also Fane's fault, right? Fane was all kind of involved in that.
Yeah, you could argue
and
that
there was
Fane definitely
there.
Fane's corrupted a few people there.
Yeah.
It's not great.
It was bad. They're whole dirty camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, Gull is so funny with his Aiel humor.
So
I
good.
love how every time there's a joke with the Aiel, it has to be pointed out that nobody understands Aiel humor.
Well, because it's in the perspective of the person who doesn't understand it.
I know.
Morgaze, in the last episode, didn't understand. She was like, I don't understand Aiel at all.
Yeah.
They're really weird.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, I think she said that she didn't get why everybody thought they were so crazy and scary, because they're not.
Wow.
That's what she was talking about.
And, she doesn't understand their ways of life.
Sort
the whole
of.
Guy Shine thing is weird to her.
That part's weird to her. Yeah.
Not for this app. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. Gaul comes in. He makes a good joke because he's like, hey, Perrin, what's with the gigantic feast? And Perrin's like, it's just breakfast. And he's like, ha ha ha.
Breakfast.
Mighty victory. What a great celebration.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I thought it was funny.
That's how you know it's a big piece of ham.
Yeah.
Well, and then also we got Perrin thinking, this would be a lot easier to eat if I just, didn't use my fork and knife.
Yeah.
But he's just, because he's not a wolf.
Oh.
Not going to be turned into a wolf. Not going to be a wolf.
And then he goes, maybe I should just eat fruit for breakfast.
Right?
Maybe
Don't
I
eat
should
some
just
fruit.
go do it.
No, don't. Okay.
I like fruit. You gotta have maybe the smoothie,
Yeah, you know what? Smoothies are never, they're tasty, but they're never, it just doesn't hit the same way for me.
As eating fruit?
Eating food, any food.
Oh.
Eating fruit.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be a psychological thing.
You couldn't put all your breakfast into a blender.
I could have put my sausages and my French toast in a blender and then drink it as a smoothie.
Oh, no.
Why isn't it the same?
That is not the same.
Right?
It's because it's not. That's why. Okay.
Oh, man.
We're going to flop.
This is the flop. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. To Galad.
Back to Galad.
So Byers in the middle of telling Galad all about the Trollocs they fought in the Two Rivers, and this is really surprising news because
Trollocs in the Two Rivers.
It must be Dark Friends.
Right, that's the only explanation. Also, we've got that fact that Pedro Nile sent them there, so he must have known some other master plan.
And this is so annoying to me because we know what really happened there.
Yeah.
And what Byers telling Galad is wrong.
Well, he's convinced that it's full of Dark Friends. And then Ibarra is gathering an army of farmers. This is the best callback, I think, in the entire series. He says, Ibarra is gathering an army of farmers, and some of them are actually skilled with the staff or the bow.
Yeah.
And then Galad's like, yeah,
I'm aware.
I know farmers are skilled with staffs.
Yeah.
Because...
Oh, Matt beat him with a quarterstaff.
And there was a whole big speech in front of all of his water trainee buddies.
Yeah.
Who's the greatest swordsman?
Galad.
No, it was the whole Jerome.
Oh, Jerome. Hammer. Jerome?
Hammer. Okay, so they were given this, like, there was the whole story.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
I don't even know what's happening.
Why don't you know the lore? It's okay. It's okay. Because the best swordsman got beat by a farmer with a staff. There's a whole speech and a whole story.
Oh, that is a good callback.
Yeah, it's the best callback in the entire series.
Okay, anyway, Perrin's eyes really are golden.
Yeah.
And another thing, Perrin also killed 2 children of the light a jillion years ago.
It was 2 years ago, and as they were camping he was running around with wolves, all crazy like.
And then he escaped.
Yeah.
And he was set to be hanged.
And he just left.
And
Which, again, isn't quite how that
escaped
happened.
into the night.
Right.
And it's like, we're not going to talk about how he escaped when he was captured.
Yeah.
Like, okay. No. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
So we got some witnesses to the incidents.
Yeah.
So it's for sure true. Plus, Perrin was at Falma, so it's clear that the light has delivered him to the White Cloaks here. It's a reckoning.
Flip.
Are we back? Okay. Yep.
Perrin.
Perrin's
talking with Gaul, and he's scouted by the way. You know, sorry, I'm just had a thought mid-sentence. You could read this chapter from, like, the entire perspective of one, and then, like, the entire perspective of the other.
You could.
And we could do this episode from the entire perspective of one, and then the entire from another.
We could do that. I like the flip-flop, though.
Okay. It's kind of like, it's a little cinematic.
It's very cinematic.
Cinematographic.
Okay. All right, get to it. So They're talking about the White Cloak camp because Gaul is scouted. And now we're sure that Gil and the rest of them are captive.
Oh, they're there. And you know what? This is just classic PTSD for Perrin.
Oh, yeah, because the last time that he had people captive from White Cloaks. Yeah.
He captured them, though. He got them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he got them.
He rescued them from their captivity.
It was, like, Master Luhan?
Yeah.
And other people?
It was a whole thing.
Was it Matt's family or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that?
A little bit of everybody.
Some people were there.
Exactly.
You know who's not good at holding captives?
White Cloaks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because even
here's the thing about
Galad
White
was
Cloaks.
technically a White Cloak.
Here's the thing about White Cloaks. They're bad at everything.
A White Cloak captive, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, they're bad at everything.
They are bad at everything. Galad was a White Cloak captive.
Yeah. And someone just stormed in and just, like, killed everyone.
Killed Asinawa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really bad at holding captives.
They're not the best faction at doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But they have the light on their side, so that's
anyway,
helpful.
So Perrin doesn't like this idea of having Basil Gill and everybody in the White Cloak camp.
Yeah, he doesn't like that at all.
And then, side note, Gaul is having some relationship problems with Bane and Shiad.
Yeah. Ladies are complex, you know?
Super.
So complex.
Super duper.
Yeah.
And that's all we get on that.
Yeah. You know?
And then there's some news that Bulwer was able to determine that the White Cloaks are flying a certain flag, which means that the Lord Captain Commander himself is riding with this unit.
Yes.
Wow.
Very
That's
important.
some pretty good spy work,
Holy
Bulwer.
moly.
How did you figure that out?
I had to research all my books to figure out this one.
Yeah. How did you know that one, Bulwer?
Yeah, I do like it. So Perrin does think that he's never met the Lord Captain Commander before, obviously, because that's like top dog.
Okay.
But he's met Lord Captains before, and that's not gone so well.
No, but he doesn't know who it is.
No.
And I'm like, Kate, we better be getting to it. We
are so close to it. We are so close. We are adjacent. Is this a flop now?
Yeah, this is the flop.
Okay.
Okay. Bayer is still trying to convince Galad that Perrin is evil because we have witnesses who saw him kill the children of the light. And then finally Galad is like, okay, well, if it's true, it's our duty to bring him to justice.
All right.
And then
that's bad.
Bayer tells Galad that they've learned that the Queen of Gildan has sworn fealty to Perrin, which is a huge thing.
Yeah.
And this might be an opportunity because they might be able to free an entire nation from the grip of a dark friend.
Yeah, so the White Cloaks currently are on the whole, we need to find a new nation because Amadicia is taken over by the Shanshan.
And definitely can't go back there.
We need a new stronghold, so...
Well, that's why Galad was like, let's head to Andor where I'm cool.
Yes.
I'm cool there.
And, like, at minimum, he has estates he can go to, and they can kind of set up some sort of, like, base camp here.
Yes.
But if we can free the Queen of Gildan, and then she'll be grateful, or her successor will be, which is kind of like cough, cough.
Killer.
If she's not, well, yeah, we'll find it someone who's going to be more White Cloak friendly.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
We still need to defeat Perrin for this to happen, though.
Yeah, that's a good point, Glad. Thank you.
But don't worry. We can beat them. They're just farmers.
Yeah, but it's like you literally, you literally just said that they're good.
Which I love that Galad says out loud.
Yes.
He's like, didn't you just say farmers know how to fight?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, but...
yeah, shut up about it. Yeah. And I mean, okay, so like just as a pause, as a side note here, it's ramping up to be a White Cloak versus Perrin showdown.
Again.
With the White Cloaks
Can't
thinking
escape it.
we can beat them.
Yeah.
But Perrin also has channelers.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of them. And he has more soldiers.
Way more. Yeah.
It's just like it's not a competition. Like what is happening?
And Galad is quite level-headed.
Right.
And isn't just like rushing.
Right.
Full force into battle to just... He's not even like fully convinced that they even should be fighting Perrin and this whole army. So, plus, we're gonna find more gays.
Well, she's serving tea, right?
And Rand saw Galad and Perrin together.
Right. Okay. So like it's gotta happen.
So even if it's like a parlay situation...
Which at the end of this is kind of ramping up to. Like we get both... Oh, let's finish it. Let's get to these next ones.
I feel like Galad is more of a talker than a rush into battle.
Yeah.
Like he'd rather meet with Perrin first and
even
suss out the situation.
Even with questioning Gil.
Yes.
Like he figured it out what the actual story is. Yeah. He didn't just like take your word
Well, and
on
even
it,
with like the Aswinawa situation.
Yeah.
He talked it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as he could. So let's get back to the flip-flop here. What are we on now?
I think it's a flip back to Perrin.
Okay.
We're flipping. He's feeling pretty terrible about the situation because of the whole White Cloak thing and reliving his first killing thing, and it's a whole thing.
It's a lot of feelings.
And he asks Gaul how large the White Cloak army is, and we get some numbers.
Yeah, so with the numbers, so approximately the White Cloaks have like 20,000 soldiers, like fighting troops, plus several thousand camp followers, and then Perrin's force is larger. It's a little bit hard to say exactly how many are in fighting conditions for Perrin because we got like the Aiel, we got the Malden people, we got his regular army.
This is the most unbelievable part of all of this for me.
What?
Is having more than 20,000 people.
Yeah.
And needing to like feed them all. And making sure you always have enough food and everything.
That's what all the wagons are for.
We're running out of pigs. We're running out, you know what I mean?
You don't have a bunch of livestock with an army. You basically eat grain and like dried meat.
No, he's eating so much ham.
Ham? Well, only for Perrin.
I know, but I feel like
a couple hogs for that one, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
Let me tell you something about moving armies.
That's the most unbelievable part.
Okay.
For me.
I bet I could find some sort of like old school armies. So here's the thing about
like how much we need.
Like supply lines are critically important with moving armies, and that was like the number one reason why armies fail.
Yeah.
In ancient or modern times, it's like you need supply lines to feed people. Yeah. That's the thing. And then
people
information.
Need food. Turns out,
and it's super annoying. And water. Oh, and water's so heavy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that's the part that just like for me.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. Don't buy it in this series.
Don't buy it.
Hate it. Okay. That's okay.
Especially with all the spoilage, you know?
Yeah. We got channelers. We got magic. Do you forget that?
Their words are failing.
Only a little bit.
And their food is going bad.
But we're with Perrin, who's Taviran, and their food doesn't go as bad.
They got weevils, though.
Yeah, but that's not bad. That's just extra protein.
Yuck.
That's just bugs. Okay. Back to it. Perrin's force is larger.
Yeah.
Plus channelers.
Well, and Bulwar's like, White Cloaks don't even have any channelers. And
right.
It's like, no shit, Sherlock.
Well, because Gaul questions like, oh, if Bulwar's to be believed, he's saying that there's no channelers with them. And Perrin's like, yeah, I know. They hate channelers.
They hate them.
They think they're the worst.
They think it's evil.
Yeah.
Evil.
So they for sure, like 100%, they do not have any channelers.
Yeah.
Which is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's not shaping up to be very good for the White Cloaks, and it seems like the White Cloaks are fixing on bringing Perrin to justice.
Well, haven't they always, though?
Yeah.
And they're not gonna. Like, I'm not shaking in my boots right now.
But his eyes are yellow, and people will see that he's evil because of his yellow eyes.
Don't give a hoot.
You don't? Okay. All right. You know what? That's fair.
I don't give a howl, even.
Nice. I see what you did there.
Yeah, because of wolves.
Because wolves, yeah.
Yeah, so my bet is that Galad will see not Darkfriend.
Okay, and Judgment will be like, we're cool, bro?
Maybe he'll be able to see.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, parents to Viren.
Hypothetically here, too, because Galad's whole thing was we're going to have to side up with people we don't specifically like the Aes Sedai.
Unless...
Well, that's what?
There's a Darkfriend working for...
What?
Grendel, because Grendel was just like, I'm going to go get Perrin. That was what we just learned.
Yeah.
She's going after Perrin.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So unless there's a real Darkfriend within the White Cloaks,
sure,
who's actually going to try to get Perrin.
Okay, like an assassination type deal? Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Bayar is secretly Grendel? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Has always been, in fact?
That's the new prediction.
That's it.
That's what I was going for.
Galad is?
Galad. Well, you know, Grendel would certainly collect Galad.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Most prized possession would be Galad. Huh.
Okay.
But maybe there's something to that, you know?
So, yeah.
Because
okay. Something. Darkfriend plot.
Grendel.
Yeah.
Swooping in, going for Perrin, because she knows where Perrin is now somehow.
I mean, she said she does.
And, like, that's a lot of people who all know where Perrin is.
Okay.
So,
I get it.
Statistically speaking, there's Darkfriend among us.
For sure.
Who's the imposter.
Yeah, okay.
That's not even relevant anymore.
It's not. That is so old now. That came and went.
Oh my
In the
God.
time of this podcast.
If somebody is listening to this years from now, but they're also binging our stuff from years ago.
Sure.
If it's like all within the same
it'll seem relevant.
Like couple months. Everything we say is old.
That's true.
They won't even know how old this is
true.
that I just said.
So back in the day, we had to sit in front of microphones. Instead of just the chip in your brain that,
Okay. Okay. All right.
We need to finish this
We need to
chapter.
flop.
We flop back.
Galad.
I don't think you're tracking these properly.
I am.
I don't think you are.
I am.
It's hard to say.
Trust me.
Okay. Flop back to Galad.
Yeah, we flop with Galad and flip with Perrin.
Okay. Bayer did a thing. He convinced Galad that we're going to move against him.
We're going to move against him.
Yeah.
And Galad is like, well, I think we have to. The light has delivered him to us, but, however, we need more information. Perhaps I'll go to him and let him know that we have his allies and we can draw him out to even our odds a little bit. And maybe we can just get Perrin.
Well, he also wants to be able to use his cavalry because he thinks that it's just basically farmers against the White Cloaks, and the White Cloaks have cavalry, full armor. Like if they can position themselves properly, they have a fighting chance.
So are they under the impression that the entire army is literally just Two Rivers folk?
It doesn't seem like they have
more than 20,000 Two Rivers folk.
They don't have a lot of good information right now, from what we know. We don't really know exactly what they know because Bayer is also feeding Galad as much information to get. We gotta get Perrin. We gotta get Perrin.
Yep.
So Galad is at least going to meet and talk, and then hopefully draw them out into a different position. I was like,
and at any point, are we actually doing anything this chapter?
Right.
No. Again, last chapter, I was like, are we actually seeing anyone? No. This chapter, are we actually seeing anyone?
But next chapter, maybe. Unless we're going to cut away and then go to some other characters for a bit,
Which, honestly, fine. But listen, we need to flip.
Flip back
to
the last one.
We have one last flip.
Last one.
Perrin doesn't know what he wants right now, but he tells Gull that they'll want to parlay. That's what I said.
Pirate code.
Yeah.
They want a meeting.
Well, it's to talk.
Yeah.
It's French.
We're going to talk.
Yeah. But there's no way that he's going to leave Gil and the rest with the White Cloaks. No way.
Not going to happen.
No way. And that's what I was saying before. He's got his trauma with prisoners.
Which makes sense, too. It's like, of course. And also, Gil has all their stuff.
Oh, yeah. Also,
all of their
stuff. I don't
stuff.
think that actually crosses Perrin's mind.
No, I don't either.
He doesn't care about that at all because everyone's going home.
Yeah, we don't even need that stuff. We don't need stuff because everyone's just going to leave. We did it, guys. We won. We defeated Masima, who was, in fact, the Dark One all along. Who are you, Rand, in book 1 through 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember? Because he was like, hey.
Yeah, I remember. We all remember. We were there, yeah. Okay. We've all been there.
Okay. All right, so Perrin's going to give him a chance to return his people.
And if they don't, then we will see.
I guess we'll see.
It's
like, what does that even mean? Like, what does that mean?
Might have to attack. Might have to go in and get them.
Yeah.
Although, every time we've rescued people from any sort of White Cloak situation, we sneak in and leave.
What about this time? You're like, I have channelers.
Yeah.
How about that as a bargaining chip?
But how many of our channelers are prepared to use channeling to fight?
At least one Ashen Man.
Yep.
The wise ones will probably help.
Maybe.
If needed.
Maybe. They didn't even want to.
Depends on if the Aes Sedai are cool with White Cloaks or not.
Well, even if it doesn't matter if you're cool with them, you have to feel under attack, right? Remember that
it's a mental thing.
Remember that one with Matt who was like, I don't feel in danger yet.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's how it goes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So all we know from the White Cloak's perspective is that Perrin is there with a bunch of farmers and an army, but they don't have any intel that they have channelers with them. Right. Otherwise, they would have made a bigger deal of that.
Sure.
They would have brought that up. They're like, for sure he's a Dark Friend, because look, he's traveling with channelers.
Yeah.
But Galad is under the impression that
channelers.
There's no channelers, and he also is on the side of we need to work with Aes Sedai for the last battle. So maybe the fact that there are Aes Sedai here will kind of change his.
And we also know that Morghese is with Perrin.
Yeah, no,
and
I know
serving
that.
tea.
I know that more than anybody.
But I know that you know that. I'm just saying, like, prediction wise, like, is Morghese serving tea?
That's how we're finding it out.
Like what? She's gonna go.
Well, that's how we find out. That's how Tam finds out it's Morghese.
What? And Morghese's gonna be like, "Hey, Galad," and Galad's gonna be like, "Hey, Mom."
Yeah, by accident. It'll be like, oh, shit, that's my mom.
What are you doing here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless Morghese...
It seems too simple.
It does seem too simple. Because
are we going to get like a near miss where it's like, ooh, she was going to serve tea, but then didn't,
Brett,
and then she's going to...
Don't even... That will be a book straight in the fireplace. It's going straight in there.
If it's like a near miss, she's like, what if her tummy's upset and she can't serve tea today?
Well, and that's what I was about to say, because Morghese has already had really unpleasant times with White Cloaks.
Sure.
And if she knows that Perrin is meeting with White Cloaks...
I don't want to go there.
She will she will probably avoid it.
For sure. That makes sense.
So...
Near miss. That's what it sounds like it's...
I will be... so angry.
I think it has to happen that way, though.
I will be so angry. So that's why it has to happen, like, by accident.
Right.
Right? Where he, like, Galad sees her before she, like, has a chance to, like...
Oh, my goodness.
Run away.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Because she's already overheard there's White Cloaks.
Yeah.
So she's probably already going into hiding.
Quite possibly. Like, legit.
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Okay. And this is what's going to annoy me. Ready? Here's what's going to happen.
I'm ready for it. We're all ready for it.
Okay, so Perrin and Galad, they're going to talk.
Okay.
It's going to be fine. There's not going to be any fighting because Perrin's Taviran. And the Aes Sedai, blah, 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 blah. Let's all work together.
Yeah.
Bayer and Bornhold are going to hate it.
Sure.
They might die somehow.
How?
I don't know, fight or something. Because they suck.
They try to, like, start something.
Maybe.
And it's like, there won't be nothing if you don't start nothing. But then they start something, so they die.
And then, okay, so now we're allied.
Yeah.
Traveling together.
Cool.
And we can't avoid the fact that Morghese is here.
Okay, that makes sense.
It'll be like that, because she'll try to avoid the initial meeting, probably.
But then you can't.
And you can't. And that's just too long and drawn out and uneventful.
Would Morghese really avoid Galad if she sees him? Or if she sees him, she'll be like...
She, on purpose, was like, I would need to avoid him.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay.
She's already done that once.
I think...
It'll be so annoying. It better not happen. That's not what I want. But that's what I'm anticipating will actually happen at this point.
It's a good prediction.
Okay, what am I allowed to read?
2 chapters.
Actually this time?
Actually 2 chapters, and I'm pretty sure that by the time we are back from the wedding, we can handle and do 2 chapters, Chapter 8 and Chapter 9.
Okay.
Back on track.
Cool. We can do it.
Once we're back in town.
Okay.
We have time.
Okay. Well, that sounds good.
Okay.
Now, before you flip-flop your way into a battle with White Cloaks, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited and produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Fouts, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, Gabby Young, Rycat, Zane Sayaka, Matrix, The Albatross, and Matt Truss, with music by Audionautic. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon-exclusive merchandise as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else, and at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping people find us. And tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.